want to say also that after listening yesterday's presentations, I have the feeling that there is a lot of institutions that have a great proximity of view, and it can make us very optimistic to the fact that we can create something inside this network. I chose in this presentation to focus on different proposals rather than sharing some good practices, for example, or presenting some of our recent initiatives. For example, in the field of open innovation, of participatory research, or the construction of physical space of co-working, for example, which will be inaugurated by the French minister on next Friday. First, perhaps, the Normandy region, just here, perhaps. Yeah, the Normandy region stands out in France for its recognition from 5 to 6 years approximately as a region of innovation experiments. Perhaps you know that the French model has been to create 10 years ago approximately some private companies to accelerate tech transfer inside universities. In Normandy, we have made the choice, we have chosen to entrust this mission to an internal entity of our university. So we are really at the heart of our ecosystem, in direct dialogue with the economic world without any intermediary that could act as a kind of screen between us, for example. The choice led first to the recognition of a new national TTO business model, opening the way to an alternative to standard French TTO models, and more recently to the recognition of our university as one of the 5 French experimental university innovation clusters. In the line with this track record, and under the guidance of this flagship, the University of Caen Normadie proposes to become a kind of experimentarium whose main objective is to give birth to a new deep tech generation of entrepreneur researchers rather than researchers entrepreneurs, and thus to foster, attract and retain deep tech talents. We propose here 4 different proposals that we have called Dare to Innovate, Innovation for All, DISC Initiative, and Innovation Passport for Deep Tech. These initiatives are aimed at different target audiences, and I will say a few words about each of them. So the first one, the 2 first initiatives deal with the goal of fostering deep tech talents. In this first action, called Dare to Innovate, the idea is to help to foster a culture of entrepreneurship to give rise to a greater number of technology transfer projects and an improvement of employability of recent higher education graduates, but also of experienced executives in a situation of reintegration or career change. The initiative consists of 2 main programs. The first one corresponds to courses offered at both master and PhD levels, specifically designed to acculturate students who have just obtained their degree and wish to augment it with knowledge of technology transfers. It enables them to acquire new business skills, and this will have a positive impact on both their employability and their overall understanding of the scope of their innovation in terms of technology transfer opportunities. Thus, for selected newly graduated students, the pathway would take the form of funding for a period from 3 months to 1 year approximately, entirely devoted to tech transfer, with coaching, but also with a kind of midterm go-no-go evaluation. This course will initially be the subject of a certification, and in the future will allow a diploma to be obtained. The second corresponds to training courses offered to unemployed senior executive over 45 years old. For example, it will be rolled out with employment agency and aims to re-enter the workplace or to support career change of unemployed experienced managers, CEOs and executives over 45 willing to become the CEO of a deep tech startup with no manager, or joining the team of an emerging deep tech startup who to enhance their skills to increase their employability. It can be a key point for the startup development, leading to the strengthening of the competitiveness of young companies by providing access to highly experienced and qualified personnel. The second proposal initiative that we call Innovation for All consists in transposing to the scale of a city an experimentation conducted within a totem building located in Caen in order to demonstrate that to retrieve socio-economic benefits in direct relation with a deep tech innovation, it is necessary to bring together citizens, researchers, and industrials and to return to a local scale, that is to say, to the individual level, because we are really convinced that innovation and furthermore deep tech innovation improves or even change people's lives. It is therefore a matter of building an innovative local ecosystem, transposing the notion of village to a territory and integrating the technological and societal information brought by deep tech technologies such as digital or healthcare, for example. It is therefore a question of taking advantage of a place of convergence which can be identified by the inhabitants of this territory as a gateway to the world of possibilities. The third initiative that we call a DISC initiative consists in convincing researchers to become actors of innovation. In fact, we know from our observations that it is always the same researchers, the same teams that do innovation and tech transfer. A large number of researchers are still not aware of the innovation challenges and societal needs, are not aware of the impact of their work may have on society, and more specifically to answer societal challenges at a European level and Europe is facing. The DISC initiative consists in developing a personalized awareness or acculturation approach, and to do so, this acculturation strategy is deployed according to the profile of the teams, taking into consideration both their level and knowledge, their interest and their domain of research. In practice, we have identified 4 team profiles emerging. The profile 1, novice, no awareness. The second, aware but not interested in tech transfer. The third, educated and interested but not aware of the value of their research work for the society. And the fourth, aware, interested with potential not fully exploited. The strategy will be implemented through the deployment of tailored campaigns in terms of frequency and methods, and will be monitored closely. The expected deliverables are the development of training materials proposed in 4 collections according to the team profile. The expected impact is an increased number of researchers involved in deep tech transfer and deep tech startup. And finally, Innovation Passport for Deep Tech Pass consists in creating and then implementing a European digital passport specific for each deep tech project. This idea is not so much to have a follow-up of the financial aids, but also and above all to optimize the time spent by the researchers and the different funds allocated to the granting of these aids. In fact, this would lead to the creation of a passport-like, and which over time would be enhanced by the progress made along the projects conducted by the research team. This would avoid the researcher the repetition of many necessary information in each application, and but also would allow the different agencies, including the Europe, not only to be aware of the project, but also to allow complex financial engineering between the concerned region, the country, and Europe. It will allow the researcher to save time and ensuring him to receive sufficient grant to keep on going his project. This project will of course only make sense in the end if this passport becomes a kind of standard at a European level and must therefore be designed with the objective in mind from the start. This would undoubtedly attract many researchers and convince more than one to work in Europe, because in both North America and Asia, this does not exist and has the effect of demotivating researchers or even making them inclined not to transfer this work. Our university is also already fully committed in the Erasmus Without Paper project, for example, for international student mobility, and can help in the design and the launch of this kind of passports. So To conclude, our university takes the commitment to work and develop these different initiatives and stay at disposal of the European Commission to participate to the integration at the European level. We had initially the ambition to conduct this one at the scale of the city of Caen and then to extend them to the whole Normandy region in order to demonstrate the scaling up and, if successful, this action at a national or European scale. But of course, we are now also really open and very interested in future collaboration on the subject of entrepreneurship in the broad sense with all the network partners. Thank you for your attention, and we are looking forward to welcoming you in Caen. Our university has 600 years, founded in 1432. It's very young compared to Salamanca University, but we will be very, very happy to welcome you in Caen. Thank you.